You are watching a presentation of Soccer Night in Detroit.
Welcome. It's me, Hannah Crum, with two legends.
Okay, me, Steve.
And Mad Cat.
And that cat.
This guy right here. Every time you score, he has to play this song for you every time, every single time.
He appears. I believe in there.
Let's go. All right, back at it again. Slowly getting it, through the off week, and of course I'm wearing the Piston garb. I got the Piston game on right in front of me. Keeping the tabs on that one. Obviously, a big, huge game at LCA tonight. So,
I have to say, last week was weird. We didn't have any soccer. There was the U.S. Open Cup, which we'll get to in a minute, but it was kind of weird sitting on the sideline.
Also we had the Prinks Tires USL Cup presented by Continental Tire going on. So I mean, there's that. We'll delve into that a little bit, but some big soccer news definitely going on. Did you see that game yesterday?
Yes, I did. The second half, it was just, oh my God, 9 goals total.
It was a wild game here. We got the actual highlights here coming to you there.
We're not going to be sanctioned by UEFA for showing the highlights, are we?
Oh, no. No. We're not going to get sanctioned. Harry Kane with the penalty. And then it was Kvaratskhelia in the 24th minute. He scores again in the 58th minute. It's like the guy's smoking a hookah there. Let's see. Elise, or in the 56th minute. Neves in the 33rd minute. Elise in the 41st minute. And it was 3-2 at the half.
Yeah, high-scoring game. And then the second half.
And then the second half. Oh, my goodness gracious here. Dembele got 2 of his goals there. Here's one in the 58th minute. And then Upamecano in the 65th minute. Luis Diaz in the 68th minute. 3 goals for Bayern Munich. This thing, oh my God.
And
we're actually showing the body animation on it. But, I mean, this game right here.
And they didn't get the equalizer. Remember earlier after the first goal by Harry Kane, they had an easy goal hit the post.
Yeah.
And I thought, my joke was true. When they got to 5-2, I said, congratulations on preserving your spot for the Euro Cup finals.
This was after, I was going to say, this was after Dembele's second goal.
Yes.
And that was after Kvaratskhelia got one in the 56th minute.
Uh-huh.
And but there was a penalty kick though in the 5th minute of stoppage time, which was kind of controversial.
Okay, what happened?
Okay, so what ended up happening was I'm gonna look into the commentary real quick. I think here. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to go back to the first part of the first half there. So apparently it was called for a handball in the box. However, it was called for a handball in the box, and this was in the 3rd minute of stoppage time. What happened was the ball was kicked off of deflection in the leg onto the arm of Alphonse Davies. Mm-hmm. And what ended up happening was they went to VAR on it, and then once the VAR call was made, once VAR called the referee into the after. Yeah. So what happened was Dembele fires a low cross at Davies, hits his knee or hits his thigh, and then bounces onto his arm.
Mm-hmm. Oh my!
And then what ended up happening was, at first they pointed to the spot. Then they went to VAR to check it, and then once they went back, checking the board or checking the monitor, they decided to call the penalty.
Oh my!
Now, if you look at I don't know if you have seen the actual highlight of that.
I saw the actual highlight.
And what did you think on that? Do you think a handball? Do you think a handball should have been called in that situation?
It hit the arm. If it hit the arm, that would be illegal. If it hit the shoulder pad, which is the jersey, so.
So call it. A lot of people have been saying too that they shouldn't have done it because it hit the thigh first, and he had no control of whether the ball was going to hit him on the arm where it did, to constitute a handball. Now, it could easily be waved off. Now, it depends. Now, handballs, it seems to be on the discretion of what referee is doing the match at the time. So, go back to the facts of it. So, the referee of the match, Sandro Schreier, I think that's right. Sandro Scherer called it. He initially called it a penalty, and then went to the monitor to review it. And then they told him, "What do you think?" And he thought his first instincts were right.
Oh my!
From what you were saying, looking at it, the first instincts were right on that one. But nonetheless, the controversial call did put him up 3-2 at the half. And of course, that's pretty much the advantage that they have right now.
Yeah, they have a 1-goal advantage, but they have to win or maintain a win at Bayern Munich home
At the Allianz next Wednesday.
Yeah, next Wednesday, and that game will be on Paramount Plus and also CBS over the air.
Yeah, they get the Final Four and the final.
I know. Bayern Munich and PSG, very exciting. Today's
that was
second
probably.
semifinal.
Now, would you say that was probably the most exciting? I don't know, probably the most exciting match you've seen in a while.
I would say so too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I thought PSG was going to run away with it, but holy shit!
You texted me saying that you were about ready to give this thing to PSG, and then all of a sudden the 2 goals happened for Bayern Munich within 2 minutes of each other.
Oh my, yeah. Well, apparently it was 10 minutes behind until I switched to live, and I said, "Holy shit, 5-4! Holy!"
I was actually listening to the match live yesterday on Sirius XM.
Holy cow!
Yeah, I think I texted you back saying, "Not so fast, my friend."
Oh yeah.
I pulled the old Lee Corso on you.
Sometimes I get too excited, and this was one of those interested.
Yeah, it was that type of match. It was just the back and forth. Between both sides, and it was a classic. It was an instant classic. Probably, I think I remember last year. Trying to think who was in that one. I think it was Barcelona. I can't remember offhand. I think Barcelona part of it.
I think so. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember. But that fine. I think it was either Inter Barca. I want to say it was Inter Barca. I always think it was PSG that was involved in that.
I know.
But yeah, but that was a wild one too, and a lot of people are saying that this could have been the final. This should have been the final. With the goal scoring going back and forth, and now we get to be treated to that next Wednesday. So that's going to be one hell of a match. I'm looking forward to that at the Allianz Arena.
I'm looking forward to that match too. Yes. And while Bayern Munich and PSG shoot out the light, the second semifinal, not so much.
Yeah, this was over in Madrid. Atletico Madrid was hosting at Arsenal, and 2 penalty kicks?
Yeah,
Oh, is that 2 penalty kicks?
yeah.
I mean, you know, I, you could almost hear crickets in that one. I mean, compared to what we saw yesterday, and comparing to what we saw today, we knew we were going to be for a letdown, but
Yeah, I saw the first penalty kick scored by Arsenal, and I thought, good, they're up 1-0, on par after been shaky for a while, but then Atletico Madrid tied it up, but 1-1. But yeah, there was a
yeah, former
controversial goal.
Manchester City player Julian Alvarez with the penalty kick.
Yeah, you're right. Arsenal almost had a second chance at a penalty kick late in the game. There was a tackle inside the box. He fell down. They spotted the penalty. They were saying no, so they went to VAR again. And they looked and couldn't find a clip to call it a
So
hard foul. So
apparently, if a ball bounces onto your arm, it's not okay. But
yes.
if you step on somebody inside the box, it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So after a long look, they said, nope, no penalty. Play on.
Wow.
And
So yeah, Giorkas was the
yeah.
recipient. Took the penalty shot. Took the first penalty shot, and
Yeah.
scored for Arsenal to put them in the
Yeah.
lead. So
Mm-hmm.
it was just, I it's like you could have heard crickets. You could have
Yep.
heard crickets at the
Yep.
Stadium Metropolitano today.
Yeah, and now we're going to Arsenal home turf, which is perfect. Leg
Yeah,
2 next Tuesday.
yeah, that's gonna, yeah. Think the set piece club will pull this thing out and see themselves into a final.
Possibly. Possibly.
Yeah, I mean, you could, yeah, I mean, you could say that. I mean, this is has all the makings. I mean, this has all the makings of something it's probably going to end up being dragged out until a set piece happens. Say like in the, I don't know, 75th, 76th minute or whatever, 75th, 80th minute, whatever, and they might just come away with one that way
Who
because I
knows?
mean, both these teams basically parked the bus.
Literally. Yeah.
I mean, you could see from the you could see from the body animation graphic. That's basically what it was. They just parked the bus.
Better.
And I got a question about that. Let's pull that. Let's pull that graphic up again of the real of the match between Bayern and PSG here. As you can see here, Harry Kane with the, and then there's yeah, goaltender smoking hookah, sleeping on the job. Let's see here. That one was, and then yeah, I was gonna say Bayern's goaltender's popping popcorn. And that was 3-2 at the half. Then he's having a dart, making it 5-2, and then smoking a hookah. But then what the hell's Vinny Jr. doing in this?
I have no clue.
Why is Vinny Jr.
They're
Vinny Jr. What the hell? He's got to be in every freaking clip of this. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, seriously, Vinny Jr. I can understand.
You got your own problems to deal with in La Liga right now. You're on the Champions League.
I know. And I won't get too sorry, not sorry.
Yes. Yeah, we will be taught. Yeah, we were discussing that earlier in our pre-show props, so we'll be hearing about that a little later on. So, let's continue the Europe. Let's continue the Euro stuff right now. Right now we're looking at let's see here. Arsenal came up and they won their match over Newcastle the other day, so they're up on points right now. Manchester City's going to have their schedule a little bit tight thanks to their FA Cup victory over the weekend against Southampton. It's going to be a
Yes.
little tight.
Yes, very tight. They have a game in hand, and oh, brother.
Yeah, so they're
Down.
going to be playing like 8 games in like 2 weeks, it seems like.
Yeah, you have the finals, and I think you got
You
your
got one,
final.
you got a rescheduled fixture,
Yes.
and then you got the FA Cup,
Uh-huh.
and then they play the following Tuesday, their
Ugh.
second rescheduled fixture,
Oh, my.
and then you go to the final game of the season.
Oh, my.
So they have that gap at least from Sunday to, from Tuesday to Sunday. But yeah, Pep Guardiola not too happy with that. But you know what? I hate to say, and we talked with this about a couple weeks ago with Danny Dicchio. He doesn't mind the 3 games in 2 days or 3 games in 8 days bit. It's all about the cup comp. It's a part of the competition.
Yes. Yes, just like a lot of English team plays in the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, So
Yeah, and I mean the FA Cup's kind of. I mean, it's not as huge as it once was, but it's still a huge competition at that. But you look at it this way: you play on the Wednesday before the FA Cup, you get 3 days. You get basically 2.5, 3 days rest. Then you play on Saturday the FA Cup final, and then it rolls into Tuesday. So that's another two. It's about 2 to 3 days between matches, and then you get the long break before you play your final Premier League matchup on that Sunday.
yes, that crazy Sunday, by the way.
Yeah. So you look. I mean, you know what? You play. I look at it this way: you play for these moments.
Big time.
You play for these moments. I mean, I don't. You play for that fixture congestion. You really do. And for Man City's benefit right now, I think they're probably the most healthiest team out there because right now Arsenal's having some issues as far as players being out.
Oh yeah.
I think Kai Havertz was in the lineup for today's match.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so right now, like I say, Arsenal's having their issues, and they don't have FA Cup or anything.
No.
They just got Champions League right now.
Yes.
So they have to deal with the fixture contention themselves. I don't think they got a match until the following Sunday themselves. But the thing is with the FA Cup's on weekends.
Yes, Saturday.
And now Man City's gonna be playing their matches midweek. So that's just a huge that's a huge factor right there.
I know. And you know what? I like watching the FA Cup. This is the closest thing they'll get to a playoff. They don't have a playoff after the season's over. This is perfect playing under the lights in Wembley, especially when you win the thing, take up those 39 steps, say thank you to the officials, and they said, here's your cup.
And whoever the member of the royal family happens to be in that box that day. Speaking of royal visits, we got a royal visit going on right now.
Yes, usually it's Prince William, you know what I mean, who's the head of the FA.
Yep.
And by the way, congratulations.
Definitely not Prince. Oh wait a minute, Prince Andrew.
Prince Harry,
yeah, Andrew Mountbatten. Excuse me.
No, not that guy. No, not that guy. For God's sake.
Well, it's definitely not Prince Harry.
No, not Prince Harry. He's living life in California. But
could you imagine Meghan Markle being in the box handing a trophy?
Hell no. But hey,
Meghan Markle giving out medals and handing a trophy.
Oh, brother.
That would be very awkward.
Yeah, and by the way, Prince William just recently celebrated his 15-year of marriage with Princess Kate, by the way, just to let you know. Thanks.
Yeah, they are the epitome of what royalty is like.
Royalty
is what royalty is supposed to be.
I know.
Quiet, set yourselves on the back end, I mean that's class. That's class. But then again, we're supposed to be Celtic fans, so how we're supposed to poo-poo on the monarchy. Got to remember that we're Celtic fans, so we poo-poo on the monarchy.
I know.
I like poo-pooing on Meghan Markle and Prince Harry myself. So
Yeah. So it's going to be Man City versus
Chelsea.
Chelsea, who won their game as well.
Yes, I think 1-0. And I mean, for everything that club is going through right now, and especially Lehman Russ Senior got the axe, and now they got their Callum McFarlane. We've talked about the struggles of that club, and then they managed to, and right now they're fighting for a spot to be in the Champions League right now. But a win on the day of for the FA Cup final, a win could get them into Europe as well. Not the competition they want to be in, though, but I mean,
but you're going to have to get through Man City, your club.
Exactly. They're going to have to get through us, and who knows right now. I mean, Colin had, gone through this one. We'll see what happens there as far as that goes. And Man City's handled them pretty well this year, too. So I think one of those wins came at the Etihad. I think it was a 3-0 victory there.
I know.
So,
can't wait for the final. So yeah,
it's gonna be interesting to see who's gonna be playing in that final, though, because they like to use the like some of the subs and some of the B team on that and stuff like that. It's gonna be interesting to see what Pep does for that final, considering he has all that congestion going on.
Oh my, yeah, I know.
We're talking 4 games within 15 days of each other.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a tight, very, very tight schedule. Time is tight, as Booker T and the MGs once said.
I know.
Great song. Great tune, by the way. Needless to say. But alas, we take a look at the bottom of the table as well. And you saw a video. And
very interesting. I was following it while I was going to the watch party for Celtic at Detroit Gaelic League. It was a last minute change from their usual, the collect bar. Holy cow. Finally. Tottenham. Their first win in 2026 in late April.
Yeah. Well, mind you, it was against Wolves, and they lost another player in the process as well.
Oh, brother.
Yeah. Another injury that occurred in that match.
Ugh.
So, I mean, Tottenham, right now, I think they're in dire straits, folks. They are in dire straits. So, I got this graphic here, and it shows West Ham and Tottenham's last 4 matches here. So, we got, let's see, Aston Villa away for Tottenham, Leeds at home, Chelsea away, and then Everton at home for Spurs.
West Ham, who won their game on Saturday as well. Who they
in very dramatic fashion as well. I think it was like 7 or 8 minutes or whatever it was. Tottenham had a spot in the top, back in the outside of relegation, and then West Ham managed to go into 3 minutes within 3 minutes of stoppage time to get right back out of relegation zone.
I know.
So what we got here for West Ham is a trip to Brentford to take on the Bees. They host Arsenal in another London derby. Then they have Newcastle and finish it off with Leeds. So the question is, are they going to make it? I'm talking Tottenham.
Could be 50-50. But on Sunday night, well, on a dead Sunday, boring Sunday, after the soccer all morning, you share a video with me showing the potential after effects if Tottenham go down. And by the way, it's not a team going down a division, the Championship League. This goes well beyond Tottenham. Yeah, not only for the club, because they had to pay down their debt of their billion-dollar stadium that opened 10 years ago, but not only that, they could lose a lot of players because a lot of players have clauses in their contract. If they are relegated, they're automatically free agent. They could go wherever they want.
Imagine the amount of free transfers that are going to happen should they go down.
I know. And this could go well beyond Tottenham because, they were part of the Big Six: Man City, Man United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool. That's the big market draw of the Premier League. 6 top clubs. Now, if you have one less team, would anybody be interested with one less team?
I think that the Premier League will survive without them. And
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna take that stance. Why? Tottenham's not Big Six anymore. They haven't been Big Six for the last couple years, in my opinion.
I know.
If and it's been an ongoing thing with Tottenham. Whatever Daniel Levy touches with that team, he ruins.
Oh my.
It's been going on since 2018, 2019, when you had Mauricio Pochettino as your coach. He got that team one step closer to European glory. One step closer. And then all of a sudden, midway through the next season, he gets the heave-ho. They bring in Jose Mourinho.
That didn't last for long as well.
No. Antonio Conte was a part of it. And of course, everybody knows what happened with Ange last year. After he comes in and he wins trophies in his second season there. It's kind of a smug remark, but it's a true remark. He won a trophy in his second season.
I know.
And in spite of them being in 16th position,
I know.
he won the Europa League and put them into the Champions League.
Yeah, and they beat Manchester United, who last year was near rock bottom without being relegated.
Under Ruben Amorim.
Yeah.
So, they fire him, bring in Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank goes ahead and puts them in the top 8 in Champions League. Almost a flawless record in that. They did pretty well.
And after Christmas, woo!
Yeah. Frank ends up leaving. Then they hire Igor Tudor.
Oh my.
And it just got worse and worse and worse. They hadn't won a game all calendar year up until Saturday.
You're right. Yeah.
And Tudor was in there, and they basically signed him
to a 5-year deal. Oh my!
Yeah, they signed him to a 5-year deal,
and he haven't coached yet. And now,
they signed him for, and it's just like, these guys, Daniel Levy pretty much put this thing in the shitter. Then they put him out. And they're still operating like Daniel Levy runs the club.
I know. And don't forget, also, here's a big question. Will the fans care who Tottenham Hotspur play in the Champions League? It's not
or in the championship.
Yeah,
well, one team that will.
What?
Lincoln City.
Oh, yeah, they recently got promoted.
Lincoln City will care.
Oh my God! Yeah,
they're singing about they love singing about Tottenham away.
I know, and not only that could affect finances. Without European Cup, you lose almost $100 million or £100 million.
And also think of the sponsors that could leave because of that. Nobody wants a sponsor. I mean, grant you, okay. it's starting to get some worldwide exposure. Especially here in the states. I mean, CBS Paramount's doing the thing with DFL, so you're gonna see that. I mean, you're gonna see them regularly. But who's gonna want to turn on CBS? Would you want to watch the game on CBS Sports Network, or would you want to watch a Premier League game?
Mostly, they want to watch the Premier League game.
Exactly.
Exactly. Unless you're a supporter of Bradford City.
Say if you're a supporter or you're a supporter of one of the clubs that is in the championship.
Yeah, you're right. And also, here's another question: how much will it affect deals? NBC have that huge contract. I don't know how long that's going to go until. But if there's no Big Five or Big Six -1, how much would it be?
There's a Big Four, and the Big Four, right? Actually, there's a Big Two when it comes to the Premier League. Manchester United and Liverpool. Those are the ones that the most eyes are put on. I mean, grant you, Manchester City, they do well. They have a solid fan base. I've been to a couple matches here in the States. That turned out pretty good. They're no Manchester United. They don't have as big as following as Manchester United does. By far, I mean, as far as following, they're the bigger club. As far as the following goes, Manchester United is definitely the bigger club. That's why I chose Manchester City.
Okay.
That's the main reason why I chose Manchester City.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to be a sheep of the big club.
It's understandable after 20 years of the Glazers. Yeah.
Well, it's understandable, period.
I know.
It's understandable, period. And Liverpool the same way.
Okay.
I mean, they have a huge following, probably one of the largest following groups in the country. In this country, that is. They're the top two. They're the top two. I think they're going to be fine. Just because of those two. I mean, Chelsea has some good following, even with American ownership by Blueco. And, Arsenal's got American ownership as well under the Kroenkes. Not to mention, so does Liverpool.
I know.
Liverpool's got some American ownership with the Fenway Group.
Yes.
And a minority owner replaced with the Los Angeles Lakers.
One LeBron, I know. I know. So we'll see the after effect if Tottenham do go down. I hope it's not major. Hopefully it's minimal, but who knows?
Yeah, but I'm sure I'm enjoying the relegation fight. Don't get me wrong.
Don't get me wrong, too. I'm enjoying the relegation fight, too. Yeah.
Week 1 of the championship round of the SPFL took place this weekend. Celtic with a big victory, come from behind victory nonetheless, to solidify their spot to keep them 3 points behind. However, something happened to their Glasgow unfriendly neighbors.
Rangers?
Yeah.
They had a little match against Motherwell. Motherwell surprisingly took a 2-zip lead with goals in the 16-22 minutes, the 16 minutes by Luther Flotter, and the 22nd minute to Emmanuel Lagren. But then Rangers came back with 2 goals of their own. 51st minute, Yuzan Chutney, that's how I'm pronouncing it. And the 70-minute, Nicholas Raskin scored to equal 2-2. And I'm just saying, they dropped some point. They will get the point. And then when I was looking at the standings, it was 70-70-70. And by the way, thank you very much for the group, the Celtic supporter group, where I saw at the Theater Lake. Great, good crowd there.
Absolutely. Yeah, good venue to have it, though. I mean, Cluck's a good bar, but, it's kind of right to have it at the Gaelic League.
I know. Me too. I travel by bus a lot, so, But let me get back to the Rangers game. In the 90th minute, Emmanuel Longo scored his brace and decided to took the dagger to the heart of the Rangers. The Rangers dropped points. 3-2.
Oh, yep. They dropped points drop. They fall a little bit. They fall behind in the table there, but the front runners, they had a little scare of their own. Hibernian in that derby,
I saw the game on
the Edinburgh
Paramount.
derby. Yeah.
It was a really great game. Hibernian or the Hips took a goal with the 7 minute from Martin Voy. They were excited. They were up 1-0 against the co-leaders. And then the 14th minute, that's almost, yeah. See, I've seen this one other time during the Detroit City days when they were a member of the NPSL. One of our opponent goaltenders stepped out of the box, not once, but twice. Once he got a yellow, and then the second 1 minute later he got a red. Well, guess what? That actually happened. The Herbert goaltender came out of the box trying to handle the ball. You have a couple of hard players rushing it, and they said he was out of the box. So they had to use VAR. It was used, they were looking at a denial of a goal scoring opportunity. And like I said, in the box, you're okay, you can handle it. But once you're outside the box, no. So the goaltender got a red card. He was replaced by a substitute goaltender, and by rule, since they were down 10 men, they had to take the weakest player off the field. So that was it. And then they went down a man further in the 45th minute after
48th minute. Felix Pasalak got the proverbial raspberry.
I know. And I remember you and I were discussing the face palm emoji, thinking it's going to be bad. Oh, yes, it was.
It turned out.
65th minute, an old goal by Warren O'Haran. Oh, butter.
And 86th minute, Blair Spital with the game winner.
I know.
And Hearts hold serve in the first week of the championship round in the SPFL.
I know. So, Hearts with 73, Celtic with 70, Rangers with 69. Oh, it's going to get a little bit interesting this week. Celtic is facing on Celtic is facing on the Hips. And that's how you say it. It's Sunday at 7 a.m. And Monday night, guess who's playing on Monday night?
Hearts and Rangers.
Oh boy, blockbuster.
And and then I'm going to call out one Allie McCoist.
Okay.
From TalkSport, because he was complaining about the fact that the Celtic the allocations. So what happened was Rangers refused to accept the allocations that were given to them by Celtic for tickets for the match that is coming up in a few weeks or so. The stipulation was they wanted the Union Bears to be allowed in Celtic Park.
After what happened during the Scottish Cup, are you kidding me?
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Rangers refused the allocation, and then Allie McCoist pops off and blaming Celtic for not allowing the Union Bears, not allowing the Ranger fans to go in there. And Keith Blaine Celtic is like, did you happen to see what happened in the Scottish Cup, Allie?
Everybody saw what happened in the Scottish Cup, for God's sake. Oh my God.
It was all over. I think I had a sorry not sorry about it.
I know. And that's the reason why.
Go cry to your friends Travis Perkins and Arnold Clark there, Allie. The Bears, the Spider-Man Ice Bears are not allowed in Celtic Park. After the shenanigans that they pulled at the Ibrox in the Scottish Cup, they should not be allowed in that place at all.
And let me tell you,
and I don't care if they're 110 yards down the pitch, because that's exactly what happened. Celtic was celebrating their victory in penalty kicks. They were celebrating their victory. Yes, there was a couple Celtic supporters that went on the field. I don't condone it, but that happens. It was all in celebration. They weren't, they paid no, never mind. It was the Bears that came out of there in their Spider-Man costumes, looking like ICE agents, harassing players, and attacking fans.
And throwing bottle rockets, fireworks. It was horrible. Even the commentators were ashamed of it. Come on. And this is the reason why every time Celtic and Rangers meet, it's a high security event because of a
The most
potential.
dangerous rivalry in football.
Yeah.
I mean, these two sides hate each other.
Oh, tell me about
It's
it.
like it's the Catholics versus the Protestants.
Yeah. Whatever happened, it's only a game, for God's sakes. Oh my God.
Not in you know what? Not in England. Not in the British Isles.
Oh my God. Oh, brother.
You know, especially if if you're a group like Celtic, who was, as we mentioned earlier, we were talking about the royal family. Yeah. And of course, they're very pro royal family over at Rangers. You see the Union Jack all over the place. So yeah, it's huge over there. It's very easy to explain, but it's hard to understand. And you know, you're the best way to go about it is, like I said, you get people like Allie McCoy complaining about why aren't we allowed to be in Celtic Park and all that stuff. Well, you kind of proved your point in the Scottish Cup why.
I know. Oh my.
So,
Could we move on to some Detroit City FC news? I know
lots of Detroit. Yeah, I mean, we saving the best for last here. We got some good stuff going on at Detroit City.
Very good stuff, considering that this week, if you go on to the soccer, I know they've been slowing mentioning who's going to play in the soccer tournament over and if you go there, it's a good lineup. We remember the
Oh
first
my
two.
God!
And look at the name. Former Detroit City player David Duene, women's coach Jimmy Philman, Jake Hepburn, Macwell Murray, Michael Cunningham for the men.
Oh, Emma Nicholson from Louisville Triumph.
Yes,
is joining us.
Three players from Louisville, kind of including their top goal scorer, Emma Nicholson, Brittany Holloway, Sarah Naismith, a couple of players at Detroit Tide, Selena Gaynor played at MSU and Flint City, Comfort, who played for the Michigan Jaguars, Maddie Smith and Bretton Collard, and Kenna White, the first superstar on the inaugural Detroit City FC.
I shouted her out today during Big D Energy. They were talking about I think it was top 5 Kens. It was like, gotta mention Kenna White.
Yeah,
What's her first name? What's her first name?
Yeah, she was on the original team. Now she played for the Melbourne Victory in the Australian Women's A-League.
Okay, but what's her first name? What's her real first name?
Kennedy White?
Kennedy.
They'll roll with that Ted, the player who played wide receiver, Mr. Kennedy.
Mrs. Kennedy. Ms. Kennedy.
He was a wrestler in Mr. Kennedy.
Yes. and guess who else has joined?
Yes.
The look, the flow, the Hopino.
Anthony Hopino?
Antoine Hopino in the squad.
For the soccer tournament?
Yes, he is.
Holy short for Detroit City, yes. But I'm sorry to say the but. And when I saw the lineup and the schedule and the group play, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I sent you a clip. The first opponent in the Battle of the Bands, Scott Pilgrim is snowing out. They're rocking, and Steven Stills, not the singer, but the character, he said, "Oh my God, we're scared. I'm looking at the schedule." I hate to say it, it's not going to be easy. Guess who we got group with?
Wrexham, Hope Solo squad. Oh my! And Landon Donovan's squad.
Yes.
I mean, can it be any harder?
Honestly,
It's
you could
like throw it's like throwing us in a group with Louisville City and Sacramento and uh FC Tulsa or whatever, or no, Tampa Bay.
yeah, when I saw that group, I'm saying, what the fuck? We're being in a group with all stars. Landon Diamond, six-time MLS champion, U.S. Open Cup champion from 2025, greatest goal scorer of all time in MLS. He's heading Sneaky FC. Hope Solo, GM of Solo FC, two-time Olympic gold medalist and winner with the goalie at the 2015 World Cup, and Reclam Red Bull led by Stephen Fletcher with a star on Welcome to Reclam on the FX channel. Oh my God. I don't think we're going to beat them, but hey.
Why couldn't we be paired with the Iowa Demon Hawks?
But
Why couldn't we
yeah,
be in a group with them?
yeah.
I mean,
But
we
don't
had the.
tell me
I
you're
mean, I
going
think we had the fire. I think we had the firepower to upend them and
I
get our
know.
revenge.
And we don't have the firepower. We have the fire of legends we know in Detroit. I followed forever, literally. You know what I mean? Because I started following them in the start, and now we're up against. I'm afraid we're being treated like the JV team.
It's just, oh man, I mean, you look at it this way though. You're out there. This is supposed to be what a 7-on-7 fun tournament,
It
and
is.
we shall say, I think there's like 4 quarters in that tournament,
Yeah.
kind of like what it is in indoor soccer in a way. So, I mean, just go out there. I mean, it's basically go out there and have some fun. I think I texted you earlier saying that I hope just hope that the target scores are low, and
You're
we
right about
sneak in
that.
and we sneak in a couple goals to advance.
Let me explain the target score. Let's say, for example, Detroit City is 3-1 against the Reclam Red Gold. We also have to have one more goal to win it. But they could score 3 goals and they could win it as well. They will keep on playing. They will remove players until the target score is reached. So even
Yep,
if 0-0, one goal could win it. So we'll see.
we shall
But by the
see.
way, I'll mention the schedule. They'll play twice on May 29th against Hope Solo team, Solo FC, and all in the morning, and in the afternoon they play Sneaky FC, that's the land dominant team, and May 30th against Rectum Red Wolves FC. And there's so many teams in there, including Oakland FC, who's playing in the men's tournament.
Correctly. And we mentioned the Iowa Demon Hawks as well. I think they're the Pachuca Hawks or whatever.
Oh,
It, it's another collaboration with their Mexican brethren, the Chihuahua Savage, and the thing is, yeah, I think that's a lot of what they're doing with, and that's what they call themselves. But yeah, technically, yeah, the Iowa Demon Hawks are in this competition. So, but like I
and
said, it should be a fun tournament, and you can catch all the games on Peacock, I believe.
and NBC Sports Network, and yeah, it's going to
Yeah,
be fun.
NBC Sports Network, which you can get on YouTube TV.
I know. And also, one more Detroit City related note. Like I said, the Detroit. Well, I found it in a post by Barton Marrow, and everybody's saying, "Who's Barton Marrow?" They are the most premier building construction building
Builders
new
of
building
Little
time.
Caesars Arena most recently.
Yes, and the expansion of Michigan Stadium. Now they're going to be the lead contractor building Alumni 5 Stadium. But I already know that because if you remember my reports on the ground, I saw the big Barton Morrow banner outside the construction site. So they are well respected next to Bach, who's also helping out with the building. And here is one thing they announced that their grass will be a pitch, by the way, will be all natural, no artificial stuff.
And we've talked many a time about the turf at Keyworth Stadium.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a blessing in disguise. It's going to be a game changer probably to get some players here to Detroit as well.
You're right about that because natural grass pits act differently from the artificial grass pit.
You
Like
see a lot more. You see a lot fewer injuries with the natural grass as you do with the field turf.
I know.
You
So
know, and
that
field
will be
turf was supposed to be considered, a closer alternative to grass, especially in indoor stadiums, whatnot, including Ford Field, for example, Lucas Oil Stadium, um, AT&T Stadium. Oh, excuse me, Arlington, whatever stadium they want to call it in the World Cup. Exactly. So that's definitely good news there, and we should hear groundbreaking should be soon.
Yes, according to the story that aired on CBS Detroit, which you'll probably see the link if you go to the CBS Detroit YouTube channel. Yes, they're expecting mid-May as the official groundbreaking to kick it all off. And they said it will be ready by 2027.
Very aggressive timeline indeed. All right, let's get aggressive and share our views about things going on in the soccer world with a little subject or a little segment.
I've got a lot of problems with you people, and you're going to hear about it.
Yes, brother.
All right, let's kick things off, Steve. What do you have?
Well, you sent it to me while I was en route to the when I took the bus en route to the Gaelic League. You shared a really, let's say, funny video, and yes, it involved our favorite target. Well, not target, international soccer star Vinny Jr., which I never heard of until
Our favorite
that.
international team, the Target.
I
Sorry,
know.
Jaime. I'm not.
Well,
That's his favorite team is Real Madrid.
I know. Well, that website you shared recently put a video of, well, we'll show it to you. Vinny Jr. crying to his current coach. Oh my God. And then it's hand over to a military general guy, and I did not know what was wrong.
Crying.
He just slapped him upside his head, said, "Quit your crying." You know what I mean? I had to ask what it was, and Vinny Jr. has been, he's one of the stars of Real Madrid. He's going to be a star for Brazil for the World Cup and all that. And he sort of, I don't want to say uncomfortable with the spotlight of one Kylian Mbappe, who became a star at the last World Cup, especially a hat trick in the game against Argentina. And I don't want to say it was a direct quote, but I don't want to say called him sort of like a dictator or something. And honestly, I don't know if you ever heard the word "there's no I in team." Now, we have all played team sports, and we were growing up. We idolized a lot of the legends like Gordie Howe, Wayne Gretzky, Kirk Gibson, Lance Parrish. I could go on and on, Joe Montana, and all that. And we thought we could be a superstar like that. Well, after almost all the time growing up, it doesn't work, by the way. You have to be a real good teammate. Share the spotlight with everybody. Hey, Pele shared the spotlight with his teammate, and that's the reason why Santos was one of the most popular teams ever. You know what I mean? And that have put his legend that is Pele. Like I said, you have to have great teammates. But if you're complaining you're not getting much of the ball and already that, either you're headed your way out or something like that. But yes, we know the story of way too many stars on one team. I know a lot of people get frustrated losing all the time like that, but honestly, you gotta share the spotlight or somebody will leave on transfer or free agent contract or whatever. So just share the spotlight, be happy, and quit your crying.
And listen to your coaches.
Yeah, listen to your coaches. Yeah.
I shared with you something about that. I think it was the main reason why Xavi Alonso, ended up losing his job over at Real Madrid is the fact that, there was a faction of players, including Vinicius Jr., that were not happy with Alonso and his tactics and all that. Mbappe seemed to be okay with that.
Yeah.
Mbappe's a world-class player. He knows,
Yeah.
he deals with it. He deals with it. Playing with DMB and the rest of them on that France squad, and he does get along a little bit. He might dictate it differently and all that stuff. But yeah, it also comes down to the coach has got to be on par with them as well, and the players have to be on par with the coach.
Yeah.
And that's what makes Pep Guardiola one of the greatest coaches in football, because he dictates what he wants, but he has the players to do it, and the players seem to get along really well.
No, I know.
He did that really well when he was with Barcelona and Messi.
I know.
So,
and by the way, before you get to your 39, a couple of quick updates. Remember in the round 32 in the first leg that Vinny Jr., after scoring a goal, celebrated in front of the white fan against Benfica, and then one of the players, I can't remember his name, while they were lining up for the kickoff, said something behind the jersey. It caused a controversy. Well, last week, the official statement, he's been suspended for 6 games. He's already served 1 game. That was the second leg. He's going to serve the rest next European season if they qualify. So, yes.
and it also carries over to the World Cup as well.
You're right. You're right. And yes, FIFA is now proposing a rule. If you do this, say something behind the jersey, automatic red. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah, Gianluca Prestonini. Yeah, and he did not say a racial statement. It was a homophobic statement. Doesn't make it any better.
I know.
So yeah, you do one of these numbers. Yeah, that's going to get you to heave ho.
Yeah, you're right. And FIFA
good move on FIFA's part there.
Great move on FIFA. Okay.
Speaking of what FIFA was doing,
go ahead, Mac.
FIFA was in Vancouver this week for the meetings in preparation for the World Cup. Also, the Asian or the AFC, the Asian Football Confederation, also had their meetings in Vancouver as well. Vancouver is a hotbed of soccer. It's going to be one of the hosts of the World Cup. Right now, their main club is having an issue. Not with anything that's going on in the field. Not with anything that's going on with the attendance. They attend their games real well over at BC Place. The problem they have right now is the single entity known as MLS. And the fact that Don Garber and his associates are so adamant on getting a new ownership group in there for that club, with the stipulation that a stadium must be built. And if they cannot see to those expectations, they're liable to move that club out of Vancouver. You're stripping nearly a half a century of commitment, of loyalism, all because you want them to have their own, you want them to concede to your terms. This is the problem with a single entity league. We've seen this already. Historic Crew Stadium wasn't good enough. The new owner that came in for the Columbus Crew threatened to move the Crew out of Columbus. So thousands of supporters, tens of thousands of supporters, hundreds of thousands of supporters, when you think about it, stepped in and said, we're not going to let this happen. This is our club. They're doing the same thing in Vancouver right now with Save the Caps. We've heard stories about them possibly going to places like Sacramento, Indianapolis, Phoenix, and now a new name in the hopper, Las Vegas. I have two problems with this. You're taking away an historic club, an historic franchise that's been a part of the community, whether it been NASL, NASL 2.0, USL, USISL, whatever. It's been a historic part of that community. It's been involved in Canadian championships. It's been involved in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. It almost was, they almost could have won the MLS Cup last year. And now the single entity group known as Major League Soccer are threatening to take it away because they can't find an owner. Vancouver government has been saying they've been talking to people. They've been talking to different interests to get to keep the team there. They've got hundreds of thousands of people wanting to sell a club or wanting to keep this club there and trying to keep it there. We don't want to, and the Columbus situation ended up working out to the good. The Haslam stepped up, bought the club, kept them in Columbus, built a new stadium. What I'm hoping for is in Vancouver that somebody can take the helm there, buy the club, build them a new stadium, keep the club there. That's all we want. Tired of relocation. And I'm going to say this to you, all the people that are out there that support Detroit City FC and wish that Detroit City FC was an MLS, you don't want that. You don't want what's going on in Vancouver to happen here. Because exactly, your soul will be ripped out of the club if MLS uproots us and puts us in their division. We almost saw that happen here. You're very familiar with it, Steve.
Yes, I remember when there were talk about downtown stadium near the Great Town Casino, and in the last minute, what killed it? They thought, okay, let's change it to a retractable stadium at Fort Field, and that killed it.
Not to mention that there was tons of Detroit City FC supporters very much vehemently against it.
I know.
The Gores Gilbert joint venture, and it was going to end up being with the Fords as well.
Yeah.
Because they were thinking about putting this thing in Ford Field. And once they said it was going to be at Ford Field, that was the deal breaker.
That was.
And the thing that killed everything, remember the imagery that went along with it?
I remember that they took one of our March pictures, put it near it, and it was just, what the hell?
Yep.
Yeah.
They rip your souls out. Let's just hope that the soul of Vancouver is not ripped out because of what Garber and the rest of the owners of MLS can, or let's hope that the soul of Vancouver is not ripped out by Garber and his henchmen at MLS.
This sort of sounds like a situation in Major League Baseball telling Tampa Bay and Oakland, well, you better build a new stadium, and it's been taking months and months. A couple of deals been killed and all that and like that. And we're seeing that what happened to Oakland. They ripped their sold out 2 years ago. Decided, all right, we'll play in Viva Las
John
Vegas.
Fisher didn't do him any favors either. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, you're right. And I remember the Save the Crew thing. You know what I mean? It was in Toronto, and they said, "Hey, Hatchet, you own Cleveland. Hey, why don't you build a team in Columbus?" And yeah, they bought a new.
Haslam came in. The current owner who bought the team from the Hunts,
yes,
of Austin FC, was the one that was going to pull the team out of there and move them to Austin.
Andrew Prescott. Yes, I remember. So MLS in a consolation prize said, all right, you get an expansion team. And brother.
Yep. So, yeah, and like I said, I just hope to God that, like I said, things work out. They get a new stadium, they get some new ownership over there, and that club is saved, because that would be ripping the next thing you know, what are they going to go for? Montreal next?
Or Toronto.
God forbid.
God forbid, yeah.
Yep, exactly. But then again, the other thing you have in a nutshell there,
Yeah.
you got the Canadian Premier League.
Yeah.
If they go, and I don't know if they're Division One or not in Canada. They might be Division One for Canada, but
I think Division One for Canada, yes.
Yep.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
you know what, and just separate just separate them as is, and then they can be they can be a part of the, shall we say, yeah, they could be part of, that legacy, the legacy of the, what do you call it, Canadian Premier League at some
I
point.
know.
But nonetheless, get rambling on here.
Well, we had fun. I'm sorry we didn't have time to review the U.S. Open Cup Week 1 because we're running out a little bit of time.
We'll review some of that on Soccer Night in Detroit on Saturday. There's three games that are the 3 games that are definitely going on. Plus, there's one game in the USL that's taking place as we're speaking.
Yes, you're right. And I'm watching TBS Golato with the U.S. Open Cup right now. Knoxville 4-1 now. Columbus over Knoxville.
Speaking of the crew,
Louisville holding its own.
Yeah.
And Rapid switch early on. You'll probably see the highlights, but
Yeah.
yes.
Yep. So we'll go over all 3 of those games as well on our coverage on Saturday as we preview. Well, definitely we'll talk about Louisville's Open Cup game because guess who we're playing on Saturday?
Louisville.
Derby Day.
And how long could this game be? They have about 3 days to prepare for our game, which is the revenge match of round 1 last year. Second
Derby
time
Day on Derby Day.
All on Derby Day. Remember, they don't play on Derby Day because it's too crowded in Louisville. The big horse race is there. So they decided to
I'm debating. I don't know what to wear for Derby Day as of yet. Whether it's going to be this or the rugby shirt. I'm definitely not dressing to the nines.
I'm not dressing.
I'm saving that for next week.
I'm not dressing to the 9 too. I'm an indie person.
I'm saving that for next week for the owners meeting.
Okay.
All right.
I will see you on Saturday.
We will see you on Saturday. And until then, folks, keep your feet on the ground, keep reaching for the galaxy, and most of all, be good.